Well, the Lower Phelan Creek project has a mission to protect the Phelan Creek watershed in which we're sitting right now, and the rain garden is one of the projects that we focused on. We like to build rain gardens throughout the watershed so that the rain and snow melt that comes off is soaked up in these little rain gardens. We are in the Mississippi River watershed, we're in the Phelan Creek sub-watershed, and we feel it's very important that our storm water that leaves our watershed is cleaner than it would if we didn't have these rain gardens. Plants that you put in a rain garden are plants that are hardy to salt, grime, chemicals that are coming off of car tires and oil and greases, and we always put in natives. You can build a rain garden with hostas, but our preference is to put in a native plant because that serves both two purposes. One, you get some butterfly and bird habitat, and equally important though is natives have these massive long root systems. So for example, a lawn will have a 2-inch root system, but the plants that we put in here will have a 6-foot long root system. So like when a coneflower grows, it busts up the soil, maybe there's some clay down there, and then that will become a pathway for water. So you have all these roots basically drilling holes into the earth for your infiltration, so you get more and more water to infiltrate as they become more and more established. The way we design these rain gardens, we put plants that are like dry conditions in the upper parts of the basin, and in the bottom part we put wet things. So we have, in the bottom we'll have bulrushes, things like sweet flag, things like irises, pretty little purple irises. And then as we move up the bank of the rain garden, we'll put in things like coneflowers or prairie smoke at the top, which is a lovely little tiny short prairie grass. The other thing that we do is we try and design them so that they have different times of the year that they bloom, so something is blooming the whole year, and then we also do different heights. So we wouldn't put a really tall plant on the outside edge of it so you couldn't see into it. We put our tall plants in the bottom of the basin, and then they really kind of all even out.
I've been all over the world, 17 different countries, and I've never done anything this exciting.
Now that the cement path has been poured, the ceramic tiles are ready to be adhered on top. But first, before the tiles can be grounded, all of the plants need to be planted into the 2 swales that make up the rain garden.
We had been stymied by drought, so we waited for a long time to plant because it was too dry. So we really went all through July, all through August, wanting to plant but not wanting to put the plants in. We really got a late start. We started on September 10th, and we got the plants all ordered. So I had 2 large rain garden sites that day, 2,500 4-inch pots sitting in these 2-block rain gardens, and it was going to freeze that night. So we all panicked and got blankets out and blah, 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 blah. But in the end, it was fine. We got everything in. Probably 30 volunteers showed up that morning. We made short work of the project. By the end of the day, we had the entire thing mulched and planted.
Yeah, it was 2,000 plants planted, and I got a chance to see a really, really, really big multi-dimensional rain garden project come together with the help of a lot of people. So it was very cool.
Two days later, we had a 100-year storm event, which means about 24 inches of rain fell in 24 hours and blew out our entire garden. Just gullied all the plants. All the plants ended up at the bottom of the pit, and it was this absolute mess.
So we came here today to adhere the tile to the concrete path. But as we've discovered, nearly the entire path has been undercut. There's been a gully of water going underneath the sidewalk. It actually washed all of the structure underneath the path away. So right now we're just shoveling the class 5 that got washed away back underneath the path, and we're trying to clear off the path a little bit. We're expecting more rain on Monday, So we have to do something so that more of the path doesn't wash away than it already has.
We spent another 2 to 3 weeks and an additional couple $1,000s trying to bring the plants back. We replanted them, we redesigned the whole rain garden because, and what that redesign meant is a new rock wall that I think is a really great addition. It looks really good, but we really had to redesign it because we had some erosion problems from the trail, we had some erosion problems from the parking lot above that was causing water.
We think that maybe finishing this project in the spring is going to be the most viable option. We're not sure what's going to happen, but it might be put off until the springtime now.